Hey, welcome again, Alberto Iglesias Drumsticks Sunday channel. A different pair of drumsticks every week. Let's start with a question this week. Eduardo La Espada, our friend, put a comment in the last video from the Painted website. First of all, go and check it out because it's Eduardo is really into drumsticks. I think you have to create your own channel, man, because you know way more than me. And well, the thing is, he's asking me about if I use some kind of product to improve the grip, or when I feel I have a problem with the drumsticks and I need to put something on it and all that. Well, first of all, I don't have grip problems. I've never had it, so I've never had to even think about it. But thinking about it, what I would say it's I think there's so many options in the market that before doing that I will try different options, try different companies, different drumsticks and all that, because no, honestly it's hard for me to think that there's not one drumstick for you or for anybody. I mean without having to put anything on it. I guess that your question is because okay, man, maybe I love a drumstick for any reason, it's perfect for me, but the only thing that it's not working is that the grip. Well, maybe then it's worth it to do that, but honestly I would keep looking because there's a ton of different options. So, and for me, the fact that having to put anything on the drumstick every time I want to use it, or maybe what I think is great, that kind of products. Well, when I talk about products, is that you have sprays, you have even many people uses wax from the same wax that you can use for surf tables, with the same wax, so you can put that in the drumsticks. I think it's that kind of products are great as an emergency resource. I mean, if you are in a gig and for some reason there's many people there and it starts to get really hot and you start sweating and you have a situation with this, oh man, the drumsticks are slipping from my hands. So then it's maybe a good, it's good to have that to put in the drumsticks. But just to use a drumstick that you know you have to put something every time you want to use, I will try, honestly, I will try to avoid that if I can. I hope it's the answer is it's useful for you. Okay, so let's talk about drumsticks. This week I've been using the VicFirth 85 model, which the reason it's not so strange is just in fact Eduardo got me on that too. Well, the reason is because this is the model that Mark Guiliana is using actually. And for those of you that don't know Mark Guiliana, I know this is not a signature model, but I'm gonna treat it like that, just to spend 2 minutes talking about Mark, because I think it deserves more than 2 minutes for sure. Okay, first of all, this is Mark Guiliana. Okay, Mark is mainly known as a jazz player, but he also plays a lot of electronic music in the Jojo Mayer vibe and all that stuff. Well, some of you know that I was lucky enough to study with him for 1 week in Dublin, in the 21 Drums camp, awesome camp by the way, it's well, he blew my mind. Honestly, the way he approaches the drums are for me it's unbelievable. The way he creates, he composes things, and how he explained that to you, it looks so easy, but it's so complicated at the same time. And then the way he plays, man, he's able to play the lowest you can imagine, and at the same time super fast. It's unbelievable, and he's so delicate when he the way he holds he holds the drumsticks, it's unbelievable, honestly. So, and he's an awesome guy, first class. So for sure it's going to be part of the drum history. Maybe he's already part of the drum history, but in a few years, for sure, in many years, people are going to remember him because he's creating new stuff continuously. And he played the last record from David Bowie. So, well, you know, check it out. You can go. You have tons of video on YouTube, and honestly, maybe sometimes in the beginning it can be strange, especially the electronic part, which is completely out of my radar. I don't know anything about that. But once you start listening more and watching him play and the way he plays, you start realizing the type of or the kind of player he is. And okay, so he's currently using this model. And first of all, let's see. I'm gonna show you this pair, and you, as always, can have a look, and we can keep talking about it. Here you have it. Okay, so these are the 85A from VicFirth. About the sizes, if we go to the VicFirth page, we have the diameter, the grip is 0.550. We have 16 inches, the length, medium taper, and what else? It's hickory. It's the regular tip from VicFirth, from 5A. And okay, today honestly I can split the explanation in parts and all that, because many of the things are regular 5A from VicFirth. In fact, the only difference, or the only thing that it's different from in this drumstick from the 5A, it's the diameter. A 5A you have 0.565, which is kind of the standard 5A, and here we have 550. So it's a little bit thinner than a 5A. In fact, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the closest they have. VicFirth in this case, I think it's the closest they have to a 5A, if we talk about thinner drumsticks. So that's the only difference. The rest is just like a regular 5A. So that's what I think. I can split, I don't know, the type of this tip and all that, because we have already talked about that tons of times. So I'm gonna explain how it feels for me when you use it. Okay, I honestly think it's a great option if you are looking for a thinner drumstick than a regular 5A, because maybe you are approaching to jazz and you know that and you want to give it a try. You want to try with thinner drumsticks, because as I always say, thinner drumsticks for me, it's not only about to be more comfortable for me, or to to fit better in my hand and all that. It's also about the way I play. I think it changes when I have thin drumsticks in my hand, and but at the same time, 7/8, it's for me too thin. Honestly, I have that, like, this mental fight in my head when I say, oh no, I'm going with a 5A, but at the same time I say, oh man, but I'm gonna have to change something, or I'm gonna fight a little bit with the drumstick, and I don't like that. I hate that. So this model turns out that it's a great option, because it's just it's between an AD, for those of you that know that model. It's between an AD and a 5A, and it's thick enough to feel more comfortable for me, but at the same time it's thinner enough to allow me to feel different. I don't know if I'm explaining this okay for you, but it's what it feels to me. And also for those of you that are trying or are using long taper drumsticks, but feel that man, it's too the rebound, it's too uncontrolled. I need more control, and I with super liming with a American Jazz One or Jazz Stick from Vincent or whatever. If you have that problem and you feel like it's too much for me, and I feel like, okay, this is kind of a mix, because you have medium taper, it gives you more control, the rebound is more consistent and all that, but it's a thinner drumstick, so you remove weight, so it kind of of course it's a different balance from a long taper drumstick. It's a different balance completely, but it works. Honestly, for me it's been surprising how fast they are for swinging, for example, in the right. When you start playing fast with the fingers, I think it's a combination of the weight and all that. It works, and for me that I'm a fan. I mean, a fan, it's maybe too much, but I like the 5A grip. So, but it's not that thick. I mean, the grip you are losing here is not that much that it's uncomfortable, at least in my case. So it feels better for me than a 7A, and allow me to feel like that, like I'm playing that. And I think it's maybe what I can say about this drumstick. It's super comfortable for me, honestly. It works. Of course, for me, honestly, it's not for heavy styles and all that. But if you like thinner drumsticks and don't want to go so far than a 7A, great option. You have that. And as I was saying, pretty stable and fast. Not as fast as a long taper drumstick, but with way more control. Another option, another combination that we can use. And honestly, I can understand. I think it fits perfectly in Mark's style playing. When you watch him playing, the way he plays and how fast he can go, but how controlled he can go at the same time, and how, you know, sometimes a long taper, maybe when you are playing with a long taper drumstick, you feel like sometimes you need a little bit more of thickness in the stroke, and with this you have it. So I think pretty interesting option. Have a look if you can, of course, as I always say. For the next week, let's go with our special series about grip, and we have this model, which is the Gavin Harrison from VicFirth too. It's I think it was released not this year, the past year, the NAMM show, and so if I'm not wrong. And well, it's kind of strange, as you can see. So we can check this grip layer it has, and at the same time we can talk about the tip and all that. Looks interesting. Let's see what happens. So have a nice week, keep practicing, keep drumming, and see you in 7 days as always. Okay, goodbye.